today complete overview about how exactly implementation project will be managed, right, in an organizational level. Firstly, I'll talk about SAP S/4HANA version, okay, about the on-premise version and how exactly this on-premise release is there in the market, right? This is about the on-premise release, right? You can see all about ERP S/4HANA on-premise release, right? Even you can go here and in the portal, you can find all about the release version, latest version, all that, right? SAP S/4HANA. So SAP S/4HANA software is implemented for an organizational level, right? It depends on which version they are looking for, first thing, okay? Whether it is on-premise, whether it is a cloud, public cloud, or private cloud, right? There are different versions are there in the market, and few organizations are moving from SAP ECC 6.0 version to SAP S/4HANA. It's called Brownfield Implementation Project. Okay, Brownfield Implementation Project. So they are moving from a older version to higher version of on-premise. They are going with the implement, or are they going to move from a directly from a on-premise to SAP S/4HANA cloud version? So depends on customer requirement. They will go with the public cloud or private cloud. This is how it works. I'll share that also, how this public cloud and private cloud versions are available. You can just type here in the Google, right? It's about public cloud or private cloud, or you can mention about cloud versions. Okay. So when you apply, when you go over here, you can see the SAP portal, right? SAP Sapphire and all. You can see this, or else you can just click on any SAP portal. From there, you can able to see the. Always you trust about the standard SAP S/4HANA this application portal. In the sense, company always release in the standard SAP.com India. You can see these are the India products ERP S/4HANA private cloud edition, right? So here you can see about the product what they have released in the market, and accordingly the consulting firms, partnered companies will support on the consulting part. Okay, the product services, product license, or anything which SAP will take care. When they give it to a partners, right, consulting partner, then they will work on the consulting requirements, in the sense how they want services to be supporting their customer in a way that how they want to map their business to a SAP application. All this about services. For that, yeah, you can see about the key features here about the cloud private edition. What are the services they have? These are all things you can go through the website only. Okay, sales, supply chain, then assets, service, cross-functional features, manufacturing, right? So when you are part of supply chain management, so you'll be going to explore about the supply chain vertical. So here you can see about the supply chain vertical, what are the areas are covered and what are the areas to be known, right? So example, here only you can see this is about the fight order creation activity, right? Similarly, you can check about the what are the areas are covered in supply chain: inventory management, material stock management, integrated goods movement, physical inventory, right? There's all you can see from the in the cloud side only, right? There's a look and feel I can see. Okay, so order processing, all that. So in that sourcing and procurement will be one part of business, I can say, one module I can say. Before it was called as SAP Metal Management, but in now S/4HANA we call it as sourcing and procurement. SAP S/4HANA sourcing and procurement. So they may go with on-premise version implementation or cloud version. So there will be one module, will be core module, which you have to you should know well how to handle the implementation of that particular module. So now every organizations are expecting even integration knowledge also. Only knowing about or sourcing and procurement is not really enough. They are expecting you should know about the finance integration deeper dive, and also production planning, so sales and distribution, then quality management, plant maintenance, project system, then EWM, TM, right? If it is required, TM is like a part of SD. I can say enhancement. They want to add one more module upon SD model, sales and distribution. They'll go with the TM model. And if they have a bigger warehouse, if they are not able to manage through the inventory management option, IM module, I can say part of metal management only, IM, right? Or if they can't manage through WM, so they have to implement. In the sense, they have to take EWM, extended warehouse management, as a module. Okay, this is about the overview part of SAP S/4HANA, where you are going to join as SAP S/4HANA sourcing and procurement consultant. At least you should know about the overview about these applications and about the versions. And in SAP S/4HANA, versions are released in a manner, I can say, different versions, right? on-premise different versions. So initially, right, SAP S/4HANA released in the year, released in the year 2015. So 2015, the new version released in the market. So this is the information you can find here. Till 2020, they were following year and month. Okay, if they have released in the year 2015, then they come up with the SAP S/4HANA 1509. 15 is the year and 09 is the month. September month they released. Until 1909, they were following the year and month concept. And from 2020 onwards, they come up with the year version. Okay, which year they are releasing the on-premise version? Then they come up with the 2020, and then 2021, 2022, and 2023. The latest version which I see in the market is 2023 on-premise, and after that, SAP started working on cloud versions, and now you can see more cloud versions are there. Or even you can follow some of the YouTube videos. You can find a lot of information about the theory part. I can say, okay, difference between HANA on-premise and cloud versions. Right? What are the different versions of SAP S/4HANA? These all SAP press, or maybe you can find in a community network or through other company name, right? You can find multiple videos. Okay, and you should know about the difference also. What is the latest version in on-premise? Definitely, they have mentioned about 2021, but 2023 version released in the market, which are implemented by a few companies also recently. And even I heard about a couple of companies are moving from now on-premise to a private cloud edition based on their the features they are looking for their existing business process, right? They are moving from a on-premise to cloud. What is the difference, you can ask me? On-premise and cloud, the server and all managed by on-premise from the client side only. Which company going to implement SAP S/4HANA, they will take care of the server in their premise only to store the data, handling the data management, or whatever things to be handled by a customer only directly with the server management. So they have to set up couple of server and storage, all that taken care by client. And there you have to understand about the how big they are, how they are going to manage all the technical part of the SAP S/4HANA, right? That will be considered in the on-premise. When it comes to cloud version, definitely the storage will be taken care by SAP only. SAP have their own cloud management available. They have that kind of a setup storage part, and they will give a license for the same, and it will work based on the subscription based. Okay, how much you take the services for how much time, then they will charge accordingly on the subscription based. Okay, one time they'll just charge on the license, then about this consulting partner will charge about the how much team they are going to deploy for executing entire implementation project. Upon that, yes, definitely they have a charges according to the how they are going to support, right? Definitely once they implement SAP S/4HANA on a cloud basis, then definitely they should take support of a service based company only. And anything which required any SAP company support, then definitely service companies will raise the tickets to incident to SAP product company only directly. From that, they will solve the errors. It is quite common in every versions, I can say, whether it is in SAP ECC or SAP S/4HANA on-premise or SAP S/4HANA cloud product, right, version, it will be same system will be followed. Okay, and if you ask like, hey, Prashun, what are the differences you can share about the implementation project or rollout project or support project, right? Or migration also, I can say data migration, or I can say upgradation. I can say upgradation means anyone wants to move from a 1609 or 1709 version from on-premise to latest on-premise version. If they want to upgrade, it's an upgradation project. Okay, there is no additional design change, or maybe they are not going to put more effort on restructuring their process. It will be same, only the version will be changed, and what are the features given in that application will be just available, and where we can educate business owners or maybe team members to handle the difference between the older version and newer version, and there will be additional charges will be applicable based on the support system given. And when you talk about implementation project, if they are using other ERP system, you take any ERP. If I take a top ERP in the Google only, you can see many ERP you can find here. Right? If I go with the images, right, there are many ERPs are there. If I take this particular screen also, right, you can see here. So SAP S/4HANA, Oracle NetSuite, then Infor, then Business Central is Acumatica, Odoo, Epicor, SAP Business One, Zoho, Sage, Syspro, Cohesion, Plex, Global Shop, IFS, right? So like this, you can see the top ERP application in the market available. So even you can think about other ERP from the HR side also. Workday is into human resource management. They follow this ERP to be implemented, right? Definitely, they have multiple ERP in an organizational level, not only one or two, right? They may have. I have worked on one of the projects. They had a 42 ERP system in their entire business across the world, I can say. So when you are going to work with 40 plus ERP with SAP S4HANA implementation project, it's completely from the scratch. You have to understand about the business need. Okay, there you have to go and try to integrate with the SAP, with the S4HANA, with the Oracle. You have to integrate somewhere, or maybe you have to integrate with the Salesforce or any application, right? You can see this kind of a picture where you can see a lot of applications are there, right? So definitely they are moving from any other ERP to SAP S4HANA. It's called what? It's called implementation project. Okay, greenfield implementation project. From the scratch, you're going to move from a other ERP to SAP S4HANA project. Okay, it's called greenfield implementation project. Okay, so you're not going to just lift and shift concept is not going to happen. But when you're talking about brownfield implementation project, right? Brownfield is more about already they're using SAP in their organization level, but it's not SAP S4HANA. It's SAP ECC version, or they're using something SAP on-premise. They're moving to a private cloud edition now. So it's called brownfield implementation, where you're going to load all the data from a SAP version only to a like latest one, I can say. Okay, it's called brownfield implementation project, where they will not decide more about the restructuring of the configurations or changes. They are not going to do it. Just they'll dump all the data from a SAP ECC to S4HANA. There they'll use couple of tools also while loading the data into SAP S4HANA, but not like manually they do all the configuration or changes like how we are doing in SAP S4HANA implementation during the greenfield implementation project. So that's how yeah, you have to gain such a deeper dive knowledge on SAP S4HANA implementation project site, right? When you see about the different phases, right? There are different phases you have to follow in a project. Okay, that I'll share with you. I'll give a break for you where you can put up more questions in the chat, or you can ask also a couple of questions. Then I'll just explain you about the same. Okay, how this SAP S4HANA project implementations are going to happen, right? I can put implementation project plan, right? Or maybe I can say steps. So, okay, this is the standard which you can see from the AI, right? So what are the process will be followed, right? Preparation phase will be discovery and business readiness, whether they are able to go with the S4HANA or not. Are they comfortable with the ECC only for another couple of years? They will not even look for SAP S4HANA implementation project, because till 2027 or 2028, the same software will be supported by SAP only. They will get support system from the SAP. They can continue another 3 to 5 years, 4 years also, I can say. Okay, 3-4 years they can use it. And when there is a deadline, like SAP says, okay, we'll extend the support, but premium cost will be applicable. Instead of going to pay premium cost to extend the same application, so they can put little more money to implement newer version, right? Always you see that when your phone is not good, current phone, and if you want to upgrade it, the same phone with some feature, no, you're not happy to pay that much amount. Just I'm giving one example. But if you buy another phone which has the additional features and good like operating systems available over there, then definitely you spend a little more money to buy that particular mobile phone. Just the same way, the business will decide about the whether they want to go with the newer version immediately, or they can upgrade only on the HANA DB also. Once you upgrade to HANA DB, even that also you will have a support system from SAP side for a couple of years, I can say. And but later, once they say, okay, this is not possible for us to support, then definitely deadline, then company should go with the SAP S4HANA. That's why this is about the preparation. I can say discovery phase. We will work on their current scenarios, what they're following, how they want to move out of existing system to other SAP S4HANA. So we'll follow that kind of a activate methodology, I can say. So if anyone asks about what methodology you follow during the implementation time, you can say SAP activate methodology we follow. And if they ask, do you follow any agile or waterfall methodology? Yes, that time also you can explain about the agile and waterfall methodology. It is for the project to implement. Okay, anywhere you see any application, not only about SAP S/4HANA. So any application in the market, in IT side, they are deploying application for their business process to handle. Definitely there will be a kind of a IT tools, or maybe I can say methodology will be followed to handle the project. Okay, so SAP Activate methodology is more about application wise, you are going to follow the execution part, and about Agile and Water methodology, it's more about the project managers, or I can say overall process to be followed in the IT delivery part. Okay, there are different processes they follow, like there will be a scrum meeting will be there. So handling of requirement to a piece of work, you can manage to handle in a different sprint also. Sprint 1, sprint 2, sprint 3, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, like that. You can divide the work into multiple piece of work, I can say, and then you can give a delivery deadline for the customer according to the team which you have internally, and how they are going to manage the project to deliver. Okay, definitely in every project or company there will be two teams will be formed. One is more about the business team will be involved about the planning of their implementation of their SAP application to be handled, and in from the project side, IT side, company who is going to implement the SAP S/4HANA as a project, I can say as a consulting partner or as a service provider for a SAP implementation, that's IT team. The IT team will have their own team where they'll have a team like SAP S/4HANA. All the modules experts will be available from the FICO side, from the SD, from the PP, QM, PM, PS, then EWM, TM, then ABAP, then BTP, CPI, MDG, right? All the areas will be involved, like in the sense SAP Fiori, UI, UX also. And if they need someone technically to handle about the basis side, database management, performance to be handled, the security, GRC, technical team will be there, functional team will be there. Then there will be data migration team also available to load the data from SAP ECC to S/4HANA or other legacy Oracle, or I can just, I'm saying the name. I'm not completely rely on these are the application they are moving from this ARP to this ARP. I'm just giving some example here. Okay, in that case, they'll keep such kind of a experienced people in the organization level. There may be an analyst role, associate role, or maybe a software engineer, senior software engineer, or lead consultant, senior consultant, system engineer, whatever it is. They have their own role to hire in an organizational level in IT company, so they can distribute, or maybe they can deploy such experienced people into the project to take care of. Okay, that's how the team formation will happen. So I'll go with the system one blog I can show you. In that blog, everything will be detailed the way they have explained. Okay, here you can say SAP S/4HANA, right? So yeah, activate methodology, you can refer this kind of a standard information, right? Phases, deliverables, tasks, work stream, accelerations, best practices, right? These things you can follow. What is SAP Activate? A public cloud methodology will be followed. This is a methodology you can follow. Best practices available. Then configuration tools they have. Then methodology, right? All this you can follow. These are the standard slides you can refer for any theory part you want to refer from the SAP side. In case you want some custom, so there will be a implementation project plan blogs, I can say. So there are many experienced people will write blog also. Okay, if you go here, if I click on this particular blog, right, it's a 2022, yeah, in this year someone posted this blog, right? You can refer this kind of a blog also, where they have mentioned about the how you're going to implement the project, build your roadmap, then about the how exactly you want to manage the projects, identify and ready your people. All these things you can see about the roadmap. And particularly if I show you about the complete guide, here also you can see this blog, right, where they are mentioning about the guide about implementing the SAP S/4HANA. This is a company, they have put up all the steps how you follow business check, then about the business requirement check, then verifying the code, all environment architecture, all that, right? So this is the company I can say, this example I'm saying. So they'll put all this information in the site about their project to, like if they are taking project, right, they'll just put all this information. So let me give a couple of information here. I can open this particular firm has released some of the documentations, right? You can definitely follow the documentation what they have prepared. This is very clear for anyone to refer, right? What is prepare, what is explore, what is realize, what is deploy. Initially we follow the steps about the discover phase, right? Discover is more about whether SAP S/4HANA is feasible for them to manage the implementation project for their, like they are ready to take up or not. Firstly, about discover phase will be there, where IT team and business will be discussion will happen to go ahead and just implement. Then there will be a major about the preparation phase. Okay, so here you just manage to handle the enablement part, and finding the like determination, I can say scope and value, what exactly to be considered, and what are the version they want to go ahead about the S4HANA edition, what version they can choose, all this, and about the preparing team also, team member who are all really required to handle the project. Completely, it's about preparation phase. Okay, so we'll make all the required templates, documentation to prepare, and then how to handle the project in a very smoother way. All that we will manage in the preparation phase. Okay, then we'll go with the explore phase. Explore phase is more about you have to keep all your data ready to showcase to the business people. You have to make all the scenarios. Example, you're going to work as SAP S4HANA consultant, or maybe senior consultant, or maybe lead consultant. So your job is to take care of all the scenarios to keep in your slides, PPT. Then from that, you have to explain to the business owners that this is the SAP S4HANA best practices given available in the market. So from that, you see any differences or maybe gap you can find. When we work as a consultant, as a functional consultant, we can manage to handle the maximum configuration through the SAP S4HANA best practices. We can go and just develop it. And when we are going to showcase all these things, definitely we'll have a one sandbox will be given from SAP S4HANA. So in that sandbox, you can go and showcase all the scenarios to explain. Definitely there'll be a standard client details will be given. So that standard client details will have all the required entries. So not required to do any configuration again. You can just demonstrate by using that. It'll have all the metal master, metal types information. It'll have a one company code, company code, plant, everything will be there. Whether you want to drive finance and controlling workshops, you can drive it accordingly. You want to learn, run side or PPSD, whatever it is. So every team members or from the particular vertical, they will start driving the workshops in front of customer. So okay, once they put up a lot of questions to you, and you also put a lot of questions to customer, then there will be more discussion happens. Then we will prepare kind of a like a structure, or maybe I can say as a data, where we'll mention about these are the configuration will be followed as a standard, and these are the configuration will be considered as a customized. Okay, you can do accordingly that whatever you conclude during the explore phase, right? You are not going to do configuration at all in this explore phase. Okay, so it's completely more about you follow everything in the realization phase, about the configuration, about the solution walkthrough, and doing the development activities, doing ABAP changes, right, upon the gap which you can find. If someone asks about what is gap analysis, or how do you manage to handle the gap which you see during the explore phase, then definitely there will be a lot of gaps they will address from the business side, but they'll take that into the board meeting. And in that board meeting, if it is really required to develop such changes which entirely the company is looking for, then we'll make such kind of a list of objects to be developed. Okay, in that you can find report, interface, conversion, enhancement, form, workflow. A different set of object will be available. With that object, you have to make sure that how much time it will take to develop with the support of ABAP. In that time, you will be writing a functional specification based on the business need, and you have to gather all the detailed information from the business by connecting them again and again. It's not like one talk you can do all these things. Okay, in the during the explore phase, you at least you can have a roadmap. At least you have a kind of a business blueprint documentation you can prepare immediately by taking all the as is process and to be, what exactly they want to be implemented, right? It's as is and to be process. So you have to make sure that all the detailed as is process will be taken care. Means you have to make that list of all the data, what they are following today in other ERP, or maybe they are using SAP ECC also, how they are managing today, and what they are looking for in the future to be managed efficiently. Okay, their business is not really happy with the activity what they're following, and they see something additional features available in SAP S4HANA, then definitely they'll update. Okay, they'll inform that. Okay, then yeah, here you are going to manage to give a validation for the solution, whether it is good solution. We can go and balance, right, and verify solution scenarios meet business needs. Majorly it's about the discussion, and I can say decision making and making all the sign offs. Business blueprint documentation sign off, we will do it. in this stage only, because we will prepare a lot of workflow also. In the sense, workflow means about one scenario, talk about direct procurement or indirect procurement or subcontracting activity, social procurement activities, whatever you see in SAP S/4HANA sourcing and procurement, you will make all the scenarios ready, and you will make such kind of documentation ready to submit to the business, and it will take a sign off. One document will be signed off from the customer end, and from that only you can consider about the next step to follow realization phase. Realization phase is more about you will take care of the configuration, not in a sandbox. There is a development client will be there. Okay, there is a development client which will may have a same system. You can do development and you can do unit testing also. Or in some customer landscape, I have seen landscape means we'll keep that kind of a client, I can say, where you can differentiate about the development client, about the quality client, pre-production client, production client. So we'll make sure that these are the landscape will be developed in a way that which will be easy for you to follow the system where you can develop it. Okay, you cannot directly go and open the production system and do the changes and make it live and okay, take it. We know you can drive this testing actions. It's not going to be happen. You have to follow the system where you start from the development system, and then it will go to a production system accordingly. So where you will be capturing all the changes in the customization request, I can say, or maybe a transport request will be there where you will be capturing all the changes in that, and you have released that subtask, major task in development. Then you can move the changes to quality and production with the help of basis team. They will take care of the moving the changes to one system to other system and production. And if you have access to release the TR as a senior consultant or lead consultant, you can do that also. So there's no restriction of releasing the TR moment. And in an organization level, they'll follow a couple of tools also for that. ServiceNow or Jira or ADOps, like that different tools will be available. In that, they will upload all the tasks which you are going to complete. Example, you have a task of something 60 tasks to configuration. So then they will load all the each and every task in that tool, and you have to manage to update all the regularly whatever you're doing the configuration. And you should update the FUT document, functional unit testing document. And then once it is checked by your peer or senior or someone in your team can be checked. And once they approve and they're okay, fine, this is a great configuration, GK, then you can move the changes to the quality. From that quality system, we will be managing to do the integration testing. Okay, so in a realization phase, you can consider about the development system, you can consider about the quality system also. And deploy is more about you are going to deploy the changes to production directly, and that time you can work about the cutover activities, right, and loading all the data into a production system by cleansing all the activity. Then definitely data migration team will be working on different mocks also, mock 1, mock 2, mock 3, mock 4. So they start working from a migration point of view. They start first in the development system by uploading some metal master, supplier master, info record, source list, and open PO, open contract, schedule agreement, open stocks, then open PO, invoice, that just to test it whether it is really going to working in a production. So you do testing in every client wise data loading part. And definitely when you're doing that kind of data loading, you should know about the whether configuration is really done or in the system. Without configuration of a new material type or new document type in the purchase order or anything which you see, without that work or system will not allow you to load new data into the SAP system. That will be mandatory if it will be maintained in the system. At least that configuration should be there, at least testing in a development or quality. So in the development, you can do some random test about all the objects, because you want to understand whether given SAP S/4HANA tools like LTMC, LSMW, or anything which you see standard given SAP, by that object you can do the loading of data. Upon that you are not able to manage the data loading part, then definitely you can go with the custom solution too. Okay, custom means what? You have to develop one the Z program to load the data into SAP S/4HANA, or you can find a LTMOM option. LTMOM is what? LTMC, you are not able to find all the fields to be handled, uploading of data, but you can go with the LTMOM where you can add more fields as a additional you can add on, and you can do the migration of your data. So it's all about testing, I can say. If everything you see given objects are fulfilled, in the sense you can upload all the data into a product in the development and quality pre-production system, you can do mock 1, mock 2, mock 3 different tests you can do. And once it is there, and cleansing activity also will happen in this phase also, because directly you cannot load junk data into a production. So you always make sure that required data only will be allowed to load into production, then definitely user will be following the same data available. Master data you can use, and also other transaction data which was managed by other ERP system should be loaded into SAP S/4HANA, right? Then from that they can track it. They can continue the supplier management activity, or maybe raising a PO, like following up with the open POs, and then managing the GR activity, goods receipt activities, then doing the payment to a vendor, or maybe directly you are managing the contract creation part, right? That all will be handled in the production system with the support of the data what we are uploading into the production. So major activity I can say system wise, if you consider, it will be handled in the realization phase and deploy phase. And once it is deployed, and it will be run in the sense where we will be supporting to the business team, I can say users or super users who will be managing the entire business on daily basis. We'll be assisting them as a hypercare support. So hypercare support will be given for a month or 2 months based on the agreement initially they will do. There will be a agreement between the business and consulting partner. They will give a support accordingly, and even they can give 1 more year support based on the initial agreement between the consulting partner and business owners. If they are not able to continue with them as a support, then they'll give it to another supporting partners, which will be decided by the business owner only. That time they have to give a knowledge transfer to the other entity, which they'll start working on the supporting the regular issues. It's called support project. Okay, so with this journey you can understand about the implementation project experience end to end. Then you can understand about the like how upgradation will happen in a different version. Then you can understand about the support tickets will be taken care once it is live. And then about the rollout project. What is rollout project? Rollout is about more, I can give you one blog also, SAP S/4HANA rollout project. You can follow that blog. So rollout is more about once implementation is done, they're able to handle all the process very well. Okay, in any particular region or a country specific. Okay, then they want to follow something for other country implementation. I can say it's rolling out project for other country specific. So that time you should understand about the global and local changes. Okay, imagine you take a country called USA, or you take a country called Brazil, or you take any South Africa side, African countries. They follow different even taxation also. Brazil will follow their own taxation. India will follow our own taxation, right? GST, like say GST, SGST, and some other taxation. So definitely when you are working on rollout project, you have to understand the global change and local change. What is global change? Some changes will be applicable entire globally on client side, and some changes are only specific to the local changes. Okay, that you have to make a list of all the global and local changes during the rollout projects. And also you have to make sure that see here you can see that global template and local template, right? So creating a global template that defines a core S/4HANA configuration process to be replicated across different entities. Okay, so whether you can copy a respective data from a previous project which you have implemented, and you can copy it and you can transform into their specific requirements to be handled. Example, imagine you have done on some project in an Indian entity or Indian region, and a couple of plants they have opened in the same time, like they have just worked on that kind of a plants or maybe store location they have involved in that project. Imagine you are opening another plant also. Imagine you're going to open another company code also in India only. Imagine that also. It's a country specific rollout, I can say. It's not a cross country, right? If you're working on a cross country, so you have a project implementation you have taken care in India, but you're going to manage in USA, or you're managing in Germany, the same business format, and only the entities are going to handle some other process, maybe manufacturing or maybe a sale activity, or they may do some kind of a new process to be handled, but the vertical will be same. Maybe they're into aerospace, they are extending to aerospace industry, then fine. But if they're opening different vertical, maybe it's a like I can say building a construction, or maybe they're into a medical, okay, or they're going to work on some automated components to produce something which is not part of existing business what they're following, then definitely they have a different approach in that particular business to handle. Then you cannot take entire copy of other business what they are following today with the new business what they are following in other country specific. So then you have to understand the approach. Okay, definitely you have a compliance security side you have to focus during the rollout project. and you have to understand about the pilot project, parallel rollout, right? What is greenfield and brownfield implementation project? Even it is similar in a new implementation also you follow the same, and rollout also you'll be following the same. That you have to understand the difference between that process. Okay, and here you can consider about the key consideration about the localization, about the project governance, about the compliance and security, about the data migration strategy. They may follow something different tool to upload the data. They don't want to follow the whatever we followed in our initial implementation project. They got more maturity to take care of the loading of data in a shorter time. Yes, definitely after some couple of years they are trying to do rollout projects. They have a maturity to take care of that kind of a work internally also. They don't want to go with the external service partners, and they may have their own in-house team also while doing rollout project, right? Even I worked on a couple of aerospace particular side. They are managing projects of business. They are ready to work out today their own IT projects without even consulting partners, right? So that's how it works. Okay, nowadays every business owners or maybe big companies are trying to have their own in-house consulting team, so they will take care of at least some part of the changes when they are looking for rollout projects. So major opportunity we will get for implementation projects and upgradation project and support projects. And even once you are part of any company, they will involve you in the rollout project also. In case they are finding difficulty to replace one resource, if he or she got into other companies or they are leaving the organization, right? That time definitely they will hire for a specific role and responsibility, or maybe experience wise. They may need 5 years experience, 4 years experience, or 6 years experience, SAP S/4HANA consultant. They will hire according to that position, and your expertise will be good in implementation, rollout, support, whatever they are looking for. So specific to one area they will not ask, they will ask multiple experience from your end. Okay, so that's how it works. That's all about the implementation project and rollout project, support project, right? In support project you have to follow some service level agreement also, SLA, which you have to follow. I'll just give that also, support project, so I can give you some walkthrough which you can just refer. Okay, so here you can see some openings, some HANA in Coimbatore, something you can search in this way also from a company side, and how this SAP HANA support will be given. This company you can refer, or you can go with the blogs, right? So you can just check about the services. See, this company is going to give services on SAP S/4HANA. They are the partner. I was talking about partnership, right? SAP partner, silver partner, golden partner, diamond partner, like that. They will have a different partners in the market who will work on the services, okay, about the consulting. And also similar way, they have a partnership on the education part also. When they release any new changes or any new features, then definitely they'll hand over to a educational partner to manage the training part. And even you can follow learning hub and all for a more understanding purpose to know about the process knowledge. Here you can see about the process flow. Here you can search about this particular website where you can see about what exactly they do, kind of a support. You can understand about by this all information what skills you have to carry out to manage such kind of a projects when you join this company, right? Imagine you are going to join this company and they are going to support all this kind of projects or maybe support, then definitely they'll be hiring on particular skills. Okay, and here you can see about the SAP ECC conversion to SAP S/4HANA, then SAP S/4HANA system configuration setup, and they are going to handle about the full cycle implementation project support, then end user training with manual preparation, right? This is also about the support system they are going to give for any companies where they are looking for, right? So you can try out any role opportunity in a company where you can go and just work on this kind of a projects. Here you can see integration with the internal and external systems with Salesforce, Microsoft Dynamics 365, Atlas Asia, and Jira, etc. There will be other application also in the business process. It is not like only you have a SAP S/4HANA only application. There will be multiple application. They may do business through that application also, managing all the data migration activity. I can say in the sense integration between these two modules also. And sometimes what happens, the customer what they are dealing with the Salesforce, and they are going to raise some order to your company where you are joining as a business side. I'm talking. They may have an interaction between Salesforce and SAP S/4HANA. They'll raise some order from a Salesforce. It will come to us SAP S/4HANA. It will generate sales order also, right? Then you should know how exactly interface will work, right? On that perspective. In similar way, when you are part of sourcing and procurement, you should know about SAP Ariba also. Okay, Ariba will have a integration between SAP S/4HANA and SAP Ariba. So at least if you know some basics of SAP Ariba, indirect procurement, how it works, how they manage the catalog management in SAP Ariba, upstream and downstream, these are the knowledge if you acquire and you have a minimal knowledge, then definitely it will be useful for you to manage the project when they are going to implement SAP S/4HANA. And even you can think about third-party logistics also. Imagine there will be third-party logistics portal, so which will be integrating with our inventory also. Okay, so third-party logistic portal. So you can just check this kind of a third-party 3PL portal, which will be going to integrate with SAP S/4HANA also. So in that case, okay, when they are supplying some goods as a freight forwarder or something, then they are using such kind of an interface. Then yeah, so you have to understand about how this Zebra or Godam Valley, like that, you can see, right? Marks also one of the biggest shipping, I can say, side. They are the 3PL logistics they have. Definitely, when you are going to with the kind of that kind of companies like application with the SAP S/4HANA, so you should know how these are going to happen, and you should know that kind of a skills as a consultant. Okay, so it's all about knowing about one area really well. SAP S/4HANA sourcing and procurement, or SAP S/4HANA sales and distribution, any area you are expertise today, definitely you have to understand about the other part of integration interface also. And even you should know about little on the ABAP side also, as a technical guy, technical person, how they'll manage SAP S/4HANA ABAP, right? So what are the areas they will manage to handle the technical part, and as a functional consultant, how you interact with the ABAPers or technical person to take care of the development requirements. I can say change request. Okay, if you ask about what are the change request will come, right, you can just type about SAP ABAP RICEFW, right? So you can just learn about what is RICEFW, how it works, and what is report, what is interface, what is conversion, what is enhancements, what is forms and workflow, right? So it's all about the development, the need, what business is looking for, and accordingly you're going to work on such kind of development or changes. At least you should have a reference about how reports are managed, how interface are taken care, right, between other application, third-party application, which will be going to interface with SAP S/4HANA. Then how to make a data flow from other system to SAP S/4HANA, how IDOCs are used here, how EDI will be taken care, right? How ALV, what is ALE will be there, SAP ALE, SAP IDOCs, SAP EDI, all that things you should know. How this the data will be flowing from SAP S/4HANA to other third-party portal, or other third-party portal to SAP S/4HANA, or there will be two system SAP between the vendor side also SAP they use, and as a ordering part, as a business where you are going to manage the procurement activity or order you're going to place. That definitely there is SAP to SAP interaction interface. Then it will be easy for to activate the portal, and the data will flow from a SAP S/4HANA to SAP ECC or SAP any version. They may have a cloud version, one customer will have a on-premise version, whatever it is. So you should know how to integrate these all application internally or with the non-SAP to SAP or non-SAP to non-SAP, whatever the interaction you're going to do it, you should know about the interface knowledge, and how to develop such changes if something is not happening through the standard activation, or maybe standard portal activation will be going to happen, right? If it is not working straight away, then you have to work on the mapping between other portal to SAP S/4HANA. That's why you have to write a logic. You have to make a proper functional specifications for each and every development requirements. Reports are more about, yeah, whatever SAP given reports are not feasible or not able to manage. Even SAP Fiori apps are available. In that also you can find a couple of reports to generate to see the data output. But some cases what happens, they want to see about the overall history about the activities, or about the purchase activity they want to see, which will involve about the creation of requisition or order, or maybe a GR entry invoice. They want to see a couple of output every month basis to submit to their higher management. Definitely they have to work on a couple of reports development, which they may use other application given by SAP, like SAP Business Intelligence. All that applications are there in the total license you're going to buy. You can utilize in that way also, or else you can make use of developer. You can pay some scale will be there, and the whole year they'll be working for your development, and the charges will be applicable for the customer will be okay, this much amount I'm going to invest, and definitely I'll be getting one custom solution here, so not required to go with the regularly to use SAP given any application for the development of reports. It depends. They will just see the cost, how much cost will be incurred to manage completely for their company solution for long term, or instantly they want some solution through the report. They can use that also after they get better experience by using such tools, or maybe third-party tools, or maybe SAP given tools for the report management. Then slowly they will get maturity of how best can be done in the future. Then they can adopt some new changes in the system also. And about conversions, it's more about imagine you are not able to data transfer to SAP S/4HANA through other legacy or any system. They are looking for some conversion programs or conversion development. Then you have to develop such kind of a changes, or maybe I can say as a Z transactions, or maybe as a custom transaction where you can upload the Excel sheet directly through that T code by loading into that. Then output will be data will be available in the system directly. With that approach, then you can develop such kind of a conversion programs if they want it for a longer time to use, or else they find it's difficulty to every time to reach out consulting partner to load their data. So there are many options available for data migration and mass management process. Upon that, they are looking something additional. Definitely, you'll go with the conversions. Then what about enhancements? Enhancement is more about existing standard given SAP program, right? So you are looking for some changes, enhancement in a screen. Maybe you want a new tab will be available for SAP while creating a purchase order. You want a new tab, or you want something new screen to open while you are creating a PO, and there you can enter some new information as a some details which will not be given as a standard configuration side. You cannot even achieve, right? That will be considered as an enhancement. In some scenario, I have seen they want to follow entire subcontracting process in a single screen, right? Creating an order, supplying the goods to a vendor, a component will be given to a vendor. Then upon that, they want to create delivery. Then after that, it will come back to our premise. Then we do the GR entry in the same screen, not even going with any other T code like ME2O or MIGO or anything, delivery creation part, whatever it is. They don't want to follow any other transaction code. They wanted to have a one entry, a transaction where they want to do entire process to be followed. Then it's completely enhancement. It may take a month or 2 months or 3 months of time to develop such kind of a changes to run the entire business flow in a SAP application, SAP S/4HANA. Forms are more about, definitely you consider about sourcing and procurement. There will be different forms, contract forms, schedule agreement forms, then purchase order forms, then goods receipt forms, or GR slip you want to generate, or any slip you want to generate while you are transferring the goods from one location to other location, right? And you have to stick that into a metal which you know as a on the box you have to stick, and you have to make a barcode, something you have to scan, whatever it is. You have to design according to the customer need forms. Okay, definitely it's called form development. And SAP S/4HANA has an option to develop such kind of a form through Adobe form, or maybe through the smart forms. Different approach they have given that accordingly you can talk to a developer and they will propose the solution if you give a clear cut information about the how the customer are looking for a forms to be developed. So here also you have in all the RICEFW object, when you are going to implement or develop anything, prepare a functional specifications. Functional specification will have all the detailed information what ABAPer should do the changes, because ABAPer will not understand more about I can say the business knowledge, I can say business process. So even you can see this is a post which you can even follow in LinkedIn, right? They have mentioned about the report interface, conversion, enhancements, forms, workflow, right? What exactly reports will be involved. About ABAP they can do, or they can go with the business intelligence, or they can go with the VX, or they can go with the visual composer or crystal report. There are a couple of things that you can give an option for a business to go ahead with the report development. When it comes to interface, definitely you have to work on the RFCs, okay, and IDOCs, BAPI, enterprise services, or PIP, PO part is there in ECC, but now in S/4HANA it's a CPA kind of approach is there. Okay, third party middleware, anything which you see where you have to interact between other portals with SAP S/4HANA or SAP interaction. And conversion more about LTMC, this migration cockpit, LSMW, all that tools are available for a loading of data. Other than they want to do through the recording mode, BDC recording, or BAPI, or IDOCs, or ALE, anything which they want to do the loading of data into SAP S/4HANA, then you can propose the conversion program. And enhancement, which will have a user exit or BAPI baddies, all that, and some modification, some programs they have to develop in a system which they will enhance the particular screen or maybe transaction, or they can merge. Or sometimes you have to take data from other system that should be stored in a particular dictionary, data dictionary, and from that you pull the data and you just manage to upload the data into a database table, right? The standard database table is not considered. In that case, you have to develop a new database also. As you know, this EK, KO, EK, PO, EK, B, EKK, and all this will be a PO purchase order side database or table which will be stored all the standard data. But when they see something custom data to be maintained for a release strategy or for the pricing procedure, they want to update something regularly from other system to SAP S/4HANA, they want to load, and then system will be looking into that data and populating into the purchase order screen. Then definitely it's kind of a enhancement approach from the customer, and you should know how to handle such kind of a development. And forms already explained the same. And about the workflow, it's about the SAP workflow. Already SAP S/4HANA given workflow options where they want to have a workflow handling between the starting point to end point. Okay, example, you generate a requisition or you generate something PO, which should be triggered to a particular user to see that POs are created and need to go through the approval or release to be done, or something you have to review the PO, whatever it is. So there will be a workflow will be activated between it will be activated in a way that it will be available for a particular hierarchy level. They can see and manage the execution. And even some cases you have you can follow in an invoice also, invoice creation part. So they don't want to do a invoice posting quickly. Someone should review the invoice which was parked, and once it is parked, it will be available in a particular senior queue, and they can just review all the invoice parked, and they can just post upon checking everyday basis. So that requires a requires workflow activity actions to be considered. Even for a supplier master also, once the supplier is onboarded in SAP S/4HANA through the BP configuration, business partner transaction, so they don't want to that supplier will be used quickly. They want to block it immediately once it is loaded into SAP S/4HANA. Then it should trigger an email to a approver, and that person will be checking that all the vendor got onboarded to SAP S/4HANA. Then they will review and check about the data is really done well, and then they'll approve the same. Okay, that's how the workflow activity will be considered, standard workflow activation, or if they're looking business is looking for something custom workflow between department wise. Okay, then definitely they have to understand the expectation of the business, what they're looking, and we'll be managing the workflow development requirements. Yeah, I'm done with the process knowledge to share about SAP S/4HANA implementation project, rollout project, support project, and about the RICEFW object. Yeah, so you can just ask any open questions now. So definitely I can manage the open questions from your end.